Welcome to Write With Me. I'm your host, Krissy Nelson. This is the podcast for the one who feels that stirring to write, for the one who knows there's a book inside of them, but needs a nudge from a friend to simply begin, for the one who has put pen to paper many times, but just can't seem to bring it across the finish line. Whether you're just starting, stuck in the messy middle, or trying to finish strong, I want you to know I'm here with you. Because if I've learned anything in my years of writing and working with authors, it's this. Writers shouldn't write alone. We need community, support, encouragement to keep going. My friend, now is the time for you to write that book. If not now, when? So let's write. Over the last couple episodes, we've been talking about the 3 barriers that keep many writers from ever starting their book: fear, self-doubt, and today we're going to talk about the third one, lack of clarity. This one shows up in a very specific way. People say things like, I want to write a book, I just don't know where to begin. Or, I have so many ideas, I'm just not sure which direction to go. Or about this one, I feel like I need a full outline before I start. And because they don't feel clear, they wait. They wait for the perfect idea, the perfect structure, the perfect plan. But here's something important that I've learned through writing and working with authors. Clarity rarely comes before the movement. Most of the time, clarity comes because of our movement. We move and we work that muscle of ideas and inspiration and what's inside of us. And as we do that, as we're writing, as we're moving, we generate some clarity, right? Many writers assume that before they start writing, they need to have everything figured out. The title, the chapters, the structure, the central message, the ending. But the truth is that very few writers start with that level of clarity. Most discover their message while they're writing. The act of writing helps your thoughts organize themselves. It helps ideas rise to the surface. It helps patterns emerge. In other words, writing creates clarity. Think about it this way. Writing, it's like an exercise plan. We write to strengthen our ability to write. Yes, when we're writing a book, we do need some level of clarity. We need structure. And these are all things that I want to help you with throughout this process and throughout the podcast. But to get there, to start writing your book, you must simply start writing. Exercise that muscle, and clarity will follow. You'll begin to see ideas forming, themes emerging, stories connecting, because writing is not just the expression of clarity. It's the process that produces it. Over the years, I've written and traditionally published 3 of my own nonfiction books. And I remember when I first started writing my first book many years ago, I didn't have the perfect outline. I didn't know exactly where the message was going, but I had a stirring, a sense that something needed to be written. And the only way to explore that was to start putting words on the page. And as I wrote, things became clearer. Not all at once, but gradually, piece by piece, paragraph by paragraph. And that's how most books are really written. From there, I was able to gain the clarity on my message so that I could craft a strong outline to begin developing my book. But I had to start somewhere. Sometimes we imagine that authors sit down with the perfect vision, as if the entire book already exists in their mind. But in reality, most authors are discovering their book while they write it. They start with an idea, a story, a question, and the message unfolds as they continue writing. And then the structure comes. So if you're someone who feels stuck because you don't have total clarity yet, I want to encourage you with this. You don't need perfect clarity to begin. You just need a starting point, a story you want to tell, a lesson you've learned, a question you're exploring, something that feels worth writing about. And from there, you start writing. You open up a Word document or a journal even, and you let the inspiration flow. The goal is not to have the entire book mapped out today, all right? The goal is simply to begin exploring the idea on the page, because once words start flowing, momentum begins to build. And with momentum comes clarity. So here's what I want you to do this week. Instead of trying to figure out your entire book, ask yourself one simple question. What idea keeps coming back to me? What story won't leave my mind? What lesson have I learned that might help someone else? Start there. Open your laptop and write about that one thing. Don't worry about where it fits in the book yet. Just follow the idea, because writing has a way of leading you forward. And remember, no one writes a finished book in just one sitting. Books are written in small amounts, paragraph by paragraph, page by page, day by day, sometimes even rewrite by rewrite. Over the last few episodes, we've talked about the 3 biggest barriers that stop writers from starting: fear, self-doubt, and lack of clarity. But once you recognize those barriers, you can move past them. And the very best way to do that is to start writing. My friend, remember this: you're not writing alone. I'll meet you right back here next time with the same invitation to write with me.